What's going on YouTube? This is JabberTech, and the hype is real. We're just about 10 days away from the official announcement, and we've heard tons of rumors so far. Well, I actually got a hands-on with this dummy unit. This is what case manufacturers usually get in order to make their cases, just so that they have them out by the time the phone is released. So let's go ahead and check out the S10 Plus, and of course, some minor tweaks might be made by the time Samsung releases their phone, but essentially, this is the S10, guys. So this is it, guys. This is the S10 Plus edition, and this is everything that we heard about. These are all the rumors come true, all the rumors in a tangible device, and this is usually what case manufacturers get, so this is pretty much going to be what the device will look like. This phone, being the Plus edition, will have that 6.4-inch display, and you will also have a 4100 milliamp hour battery, so I'm really happy to see that Samsung's no longer afraid of pushing those battery limits. But the design cues of this S10 is really what's going to make this a super hit, if you can overlook that $1,100 price point, and that's what we're looking at for pretty much the base model of the S10 Plus, and it's rumored to go all the way up to the $2,000 mark if you get that 1 terabyte of storage, which, let's be honest guys, really none of us are going to do that. We're probably just going to get this base one, which should come with at least 128 starting. If we just look at the design cues, I like that the earpiece is a little bit thinner and incorporated a little bit better into the actual display. And that's a little different than what we found on Samsung devices. Because we didn't have that full edge-to-edge panel, we really had this top bezel here that kind of took up a lot of space. But the bezels on the S10 Plus are pretty thin, really non-existent, and that's also because of this coin slot design. At least that's what I'm calling it. You have the coin slot on the S10 Plus, whereas the other models should just have that hole punch. But we should have a regular camera for selfies as well as a wide camera for groupies. So I really like the selfie groupie cam on this, and I think it actually looks really nice. Now again, I'm not able to turn this phone on because it is just a dummy unit, but if the leaks are true, this is really going to look super cool in my opinion. I'm really digging that coin slot versus the hole punch, but really the main attraction is on the back. This is where the 3-camera array is going to be. So we should have just a regular normal shooter. We should have that telephoto lens. And then it's rumored to have a super wide angle lens, which is going to be like what's found on LG phones. And that's always been my wish list. That's why I personally keep an LG phone around, is for that wide angle shooter. So if Samsung does it right and gives us a really nice wide angle shooter, this is really going to be the camera to have, and it's going to satisfy everybody's needs. So if you love taking telephoto lenses, if you like taking those portrait shots, you'll be able to do so. And then for those of us that like taking those nature shots, the wide angle shots, this is going to work for us as well. Next to the camera, you'll notice we have your flash, which is going to be here. And this is probably the biometrics that we found. So that'll really just give us that heart rate monitoring if we put our hand on it, which really none of us have used. Let me know in the comments below if you've actually used this to test out your heart rate. I really haven't done that personally, but it's there anyway. And then you might be wondering, where's the fingerprint scanner? Well, it's no longer going to be on the back of the device, which means that the back of the device looks really clean in my opinion. That fingerprint scanner is going to be under the glass finally, but it's not going to be like what we've seen on the OnePlus phones. It's going to be Qualcomm's ultrasonic fingerprint reader, which is a huge deal, guys. That just means that if your hands are wet, if your hands are dirty, if you have gloves on, if all the rumors are true, and if all the demos that we've seen are true, you'll be able to unlock your phone without any problem. And that's really huge, guys. That's a huge leap forward. I'm really happy to see that ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. That's just something that brings us closer to a really clean looking device. And if we look at the curves of the device, the curves of the glass are ever so subtle. I've noticed that Samsung really has made these curves just more and more subtle as the generations pass. And that was true with the Note 9 as well, guys. If you take a look at the Note 8 to the Note 9 and the S8 to the S9, the curve has just gotten more and more subtle, and I actually like that. The original curves were just a little bit too much to handle, and you had those false positives all the time, but this makes it a lot better, and it makes the device look super cool. But if you don't like those curves, guys, there is going to be that S10 Lite edition, which should just have a flat panel. But of course, Samsung still loves the headphone jack as much as we do, so the headphone jack is still going to be on this phone. So thankfully, it's one more generation that we will not have to just use Bluetooth headphones, guys. I know more and more of us are using Bluetooth headphones, but it is great to see that we still have that headphone jack, especially for such a high price tag. There's your USB-C port. we do have your microphone and then the regular speaker here. Hopefully the speaker gets a little bit louder, but it has been good in the last generation of phones. But louder is always better. If we take a look at the left side, you'll notice that the buttons are a lot thinner, a lot slimmer, and a lot more sleek looking. But sadly, we still have this Bixby button here. Hopefully we'll be able to remap it to something a little bit better. Samsung, nobody's really using Bixby, so at least give us the option to remap it. Even if you don't want us to use the Google Assistant, let us remap it to one of your own apps, maybe to launch email, or maybe to launch the camera, or something more useful than just Bixby. If you're going to give us a physical button, at least give us the choice of what we want to do with it. That's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you'd like this to be remapped to. On the top of the phone, you have your SIM card slot there, and you have your microphone. And then, of course, finally, on the right side of the device is where you have your power button. And overall, guys, I think this is a really nice feeling phone in the hand. I think it feels really nice. And having this full 6.4-inch edge-to-edge panel just makes it a little bit more manageable than, say, the Note 9, which has the same screen size. And if we compare them side by side, you do notice that it is a little bit shorter and it is a little bit thinner. That's just because we don't have the silo for the S Pen in here. So overall, guys, I think this is an absolute winner. This has just been a quick look at the S10 Plus, guys. I think it's a really cool device, and let me know in the comments down below if you're really hyped about this phone, if you're gonna buy it. Just what are your overall thoughts about this? I've been hyped about this phone, and having an actual physical device to be able to hold and to put everything together is making me even more hyped. I think this device is going to be an absolute hit if you can overlook that $1,100 price point, which is pretty high, guys. But anyway, I really appreciate you watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.